Welcome back to the podcast, listeners. I'm here with one of my good friends, Alastair. We shoot together, and Alastair is that person I text at 7:30 a.m. when I'm on my way to the match, and I say, "Hey, man, is this the right address for the match?" Because I think it's enough to get out the door with like my gun.
Yep. No jacket though.
No jacket,
Yeah.
and then I text him and say, "Hey, man, do you have an extra jacket in your car?" And then there was one more thing. I went to the restroom when it was my turn to shoot, so you had to move me down in shooting order. Who was I talking to the other day? I was like, I don't know how this guy doesn't hate me. Like, I'm the most annoying person at a match. Like, I'm your worst nightmare. No. Like, you're just trying to, and you're actually good. Like, you're actually shooting and doing.
Third, fourth worst nightmare.
Wait, what'd you say?
Third, fourth worst nightmare. You're not
worst. My God. Okay.
So you got room to improve.
I made it on the list. Perfect. It's a miracle I sent you the address for today's recording. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for being on the podcast today.
Thanks for having me.
For those that do not know you and are not friends with you and write you before matches, would you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Where should I look?
You can totally talk to me.
Okay.
And or the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I totally get that. Like, oh man, where have I have done podcasts where I've had to introduce myself in person. And I think I just stared at the floor. That was kind of my default. But now I'm thinking back and that probably looked awkward.
You do like an office thing where I just like.
Yes, break the fourth wall. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I like it. Okay. So it's perfect. If you're not listening to this on the YouTube channel, then you didn't see our faces and I'm really sorry. But
I'm missing out.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell us who you are.
Yeah. Who am I? My name is Alastair Steward.
Amazing.
I was actually born in England, which is a fun fact. But been in the States since I was 2 years old. So no accent, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I'm now a dual citizen, so that's neat. I have 2 passports, like a spy.
Cool. Yeah.
I mean, they both have my real name on them, so it's not really a spy level, but
right.
It's nice to have them.
Of course.
Yeah.
I have an old ID, and anytime I'm asked for an ID at a bar, I'll be like, which one do you want? They don't really think that's very funny typically, but I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I haven't tried it with TSA or Customs and Border Patrol yet, but I think I might.
Yet. Okay.
Yeah. Which one do you want? Yeah. Do you want the real one or the fake one?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes.
Yeah. Well, the next time I'm traveling internationally will be with guns to the European Handgun Championship.
Really? Oh,
so
wait. Yeah, that's coming up.
Extra not going to do that.
Yeah. When is that?
That's where it's June.
June. Okay. How are you? Have you ever traveled with guns before?
Not internationally. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, it's just like any other logistical challenge, really. It's not like nothing about it being guns is particularly worrying other than like you just have to have all of their shit figured out.
Yeah.
And I just feel like having all of your shit figured out is stressful regardless.
Sure.
You know? So just forms and permits and
Lena has sent me about 3 links for Shotgun World.
Yeah.
Of which I've opened 0, but this is a good reminder to get that going.
Yeah, she was giving me, her and Jeremy were giving me good advice about there's a whole form I have to go to the airport, get filled out. Didn't know about it.
It's almost like countries don't just want anyone bringing guns.
It's ridiculous.
I kind of think it's odd, right? They're being a little picky.
If it was up to me, we'd be able to just take them on the plane.
Take them on the plane.
Like,
exactly. It's almost like there was a big catastrophic event that changed the narrative there.
I know, but okay. Well, maybe I'm just saying maybe if everyone on the plane,
if everyone had a gun, this is great. We're really starting this one off strong.
Maybe we don't put this in.
Honestly, let's start talking about religion and then politics, and then we'll just really have a full.
And then I'll send you a letter asking you to burn the footage.
That sounds good. By then it will be out and everyone's gonna know you. It's perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. So anyway, I was born in England.
And we're back.
Yeah. And I mean, in terms of shooting stuff, I've always been interested in shooting.
Okay.
And for most of my adult life, I would go to a flat range like once a year, every 2 years.
Okay.
And like buy range ammo, and like, shoot. I've usually had like a handgun or something that I owned. And then I decided I want to start carrying in 2023.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, if I'm gonna like carry, I should like learn how to shoot properly, etc. You know,
totally get that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was like, I should like practice or something.
Isn't it crazy how you like buy the gear and then there's this realization then that you have this big responsibility? That's such a common and just valid experience. And I hear it more and more as I'm in this industry. If you're listening and you don't have a firearm and you're thinking that's a crazy order of like operations, it's a very common one. It's like, yeah. Anyway, I'm glad you shared that, you know?
Yeah. So I started, so I guess that would 2020 through like mid 2023.
Okay.
So I decided I wanted to start carrying. So I actually started like going to the range more and dry firing a little bit, trying to learn more about all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then November of 2023, at some point on YouTube or something, I'd seen like a USPSA match. I wouldn't have even known what it was called or what it was, but I was like, what's that thing I have this vague memory of? Like, that seems like it would be really fun.
Yeah.
And probably good for getting better at shooting. And so I looked into it and it's like, oh, actually you can, it's like not that hard to go to a local match. Like watched some YouTube videos and like Googled around a little bit and was like, oh, there's like matches nearby.
Yeah.
And so November of 2023, I went to my first USPSA match. Actually, I posted the footage from that match on my Instagram recently.
We'll overlay it here.
Yeah, I finished, I think like 30%. I think I was like 195th in the match. But I was like, this is awesome. I really want to get good at this.
Yeah. Would you say you're a competitive person?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be about everything.
Nice.
But if there's something I care about or want to be good at, I do tend to be competitive.
Yeah.
I think.
Like chess.
Yeah, I guess.
We played chess together. It's a sensitive.
Yeah, we played and you won.
And did I?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Did I really?
Yeah. Yeah, I never recovered.
Are you lying?
About which part?
Did I really win?
Yes, you won.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
All I know is I have that picture that Lena took of us playing, and we both look fucking miserable.
Yeah,
we're like
thinking really hard.
We'll have to make this a short and overlay this photo. Lena was like, yeah, you guys look like you're having so much fun.
It was fun.
And my face was like, I literally had a frown. And then you were sitting there like with your hand on your head, probably waiting for me to go, you know, because I took it out 20 years.
Yeah, and it worked. Because you did win.
That's what I do. That's what I do with Muay Thai. I wait until my partner is exhausted and then I just beat the shit out of them. You know, it works every time. I cut you off. I'm sorry. You were on a lovely spiel.
I can't remember.
We were talking about how, you were like, oh, this is fun. I'm going to be good at this.
Yeah. I was like, I want to get better at this. And so that was just like, I just really jumped in. I signed up for all the matches I could and started dry firing more. And I just like kind of haven't stopped since then.
Absolutely. No, that's so cool. And okay, so what do I want to do with this? I don't want to like jump in and be like, yo, what happened between January and November of 2023? But you do not have to give specific details. Was there something that happened where you were like, I feel like I need to take personal responsibility for my safety? It can be a yes, no answer. You do not have to share it.
So the answer is no, not in the way that I think you mean.
Sure. Okay.
It was really a function of, so really what it was a function of a couple of things. One, I became a U.S. citizen. So I had a green card for a long time.
I see.
And then prior to that, it's but I can't remember exactly when, but somewhere in that vicinity, I became a U.S. citizen. And like, while you can totally own guns and carry guns, et cetera, when you're not a citizen, it feels a little bit more risky or fraught. And you're like, we're just generally more concerned with like doing something wrong, basically.
Sure.
Because of your immigration status.
Yeah.
And so I just like, that was a reason I hadn't like leaned into it as much.
Sure.
And then so I became a U.S. citizen, and then I realized I'd moved to Utah already and realized that Utah was a constitutional carry state. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, oh, this is like a thing. It was sort of like the competitive shooting. I was just like, oh, it felt more just doable to like figure out how to do it effectively and responsibly. So really that, I mean, you know, like walking my dog around and stuff, it's like nice to, I live downtown in Salt Lake. It's fine. It's not a dangerous area, but you know, it's nice to, no, I mean, I grew up in Atlanta, so.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And like I went to college, like in downtown Atlanta.
Wow.
So yeah, Salt Lake is
Yeah,
Very chill.
We're chilling.
Very
Okay.
chill.
But it's like, I want to, so that was part of it. It's like
Sure.
moving downtown, having a dog now that I'm like walking around at night and
Yes.
stuff. But it was like, this is also something I've always been interested in.
Yeah.
And so there was just the confluence of all of those things where I was like, oh, all of a sudden this is a thing I could actually do, and I could do it sort of responsibly and legally. Yeah. And not be worried about like legal gray areas or accidentally like breaking a law or something. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I decided to like explore it more.
Absolutely. So it sounds like we have a similar story when it comes to like why we got into USPSA, like wanting to just be better with our firearms. And something that I like to talk about, because I think anyone who's kind of truly on the outside looking in might say, well, how is that truly defensive training? And that's not our point, right? It's about becoming better with the pistol. Almost like it's an exponential way to become better. You almost like have to grow, or you just kind of, I don't know, if you're okay with staying the same, like I've done for a while, it's cool. Like if you're just having fun, it's cool. Yeah. But still, being like someone who's never shot a match, going to like slowly climbing up in like a D to C, and like I'm slowly reaching into B. It like my pistol skills, my comfort firing of a gun and having a gun on my person exponentially grew. And I think that's really the beauty of it. So 2023, so we're in 2026. Where would you say on your trajectory, because you're something, Lena mentioned to me one time, she was like, have you had Alastair on the podcast yet? And I was like, no, dude. And she was like, he's someone you have to talk to, because his path of growth in this sport has been exponential, not to like overuse that word, but you really have grown so much in such little time, to the point where like I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I started in 2023. Oh, hold on. Was it 2022? I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it later. But you truly have had a path of just incredible progress. So what would you say some milestones were to get you to where you are now? And if you want to share like your status in USPSA, that might help the listener understand.
Yeah. So currently I'm a grandmaster in limited optics.
Wonderful.
And last year I finished 10th overall in limited optics race gun nationals.
Amazing.
And I also won in limited optics. I won Utah State, Nevada State, and Louisiana State.
Jesus.
And then I came in second in limited optics overall. I came in second place.
Yeah.
4 or 5. Listen, 4 or 5 area matches.
Really? Okay.
I just could not manage to win one.
Yeah.
I came so close.
Dang.
So like, I had a good season last year from like a match performance perspective. And so that's like sort of, current status.
Yeah.
Definitely trying to I'd like love to get top 5 in nationals.
Absolutely.
Love to win an area match this season, etc. Like definitely angling towards World Shoot 2029.
Ooh, yeah.
So that's why I'm going to the European Handgun Championship to get like big international IPSC match experience, basically.
Absolutely. You and Jeremy are going together, right?
Well, he's shooting the pre-match. I'm shooting the main match. So we're actually not going together. We're so excited.
Okay, I got you. Well, that'd be such a fun experience.
Yeah.
You have to come back on after and let us know what it was like to travel like that.
Yeah,
Where
for sure.
It's in Hungary, isn't it?
Hungary, yeah.
Yeah, I like randomly know that because of Lena, but that's so cool.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really cool.
Okay, just a slight deviation here. How do you feel about going to Hungary?
I think I've never been. I've been to like a good number of places around Europe.
Right.
I've never been there.
Okay.
So I think that'll be cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm mostly just focusing on the match.
Right. Okay.
But the place, so Chelsea, my girlfriend, is coming with me, which is great. And we're at the range is actually near like apparently like wine country and like is very like picturesque.
I'm excited.
All like sort of like, which is nice because especially around in this country, ranges are not necessarily in like the nicest areas.
Nah, all I could think about was Columbus, Ohio.
So
anyway,
that worked out. So I think that'll be really fun, but definitely like very much focused on the match.
Right.
Yeah.
Got you. So you're going to enjoy afterwards.
I don't know that I'll enjoy it all.
Really?
Maybe a little bit, because we have to we're getting there and then we're the thing and then we're leaving. And so we're not spending much extra time. Hopefully she'll get to, while I'm shooting, like
venture around.
And I'm sure we'll do some stuff, but I imagine, knowing myself, that I will be, not super capable of enjoying other stuff when I'm in the middle of a match.
Yeah.
It's just, my brain is.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was last season. So I had the season of 2024. I didn't really understand how majors worked.
Okay.
So by the time I realized like what majors were and that you wanted to go shoot them, they had sort of like missed all the signups and stuff. So I shot a couple at the end of 2024, and I was like, but by then I like had gotten really into it throughout the year. So I was like, okay, 2025. So last year, I was like, I'm like not gonna make this mistake again. I'm gonna really make up for lost time with shooting major matches. And so I think I shot something like 18 or 19 of them.
Oh,
which is more than is reasonable.
Sorry, in 1 year?
Yeah.
Are there that many, dude?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But it was, I mean, I think I shot like 5 area matches, 3 nationals, a bunch of state matches.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to get a lot of a major match experience very quickly.
Absolutely.
And which I did, which was great. It's a lot of time and money and effort. But it's also really fun. I think it helped a lot in terms of my progression. And so this season I'm shooting fewer, but probably still too many.
Okay.
So yeah.
For those that don't totally understand the difference between, is it a minor match versus a major, or is it local versus major? How, like, what is the hierarchy there? If you don't mind me saying.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like local versus major, basically. So in USPSA, there are levels.
Yeah.
So like a level 1 match is a local. And then there's sometimes people will put on sort of special matches that are still level 1.
Okay.
But they have like certain constraints that they have to fit within.
Okay.
But you actually have like more wiggle room with a local in a lot of ways.
Okay.
They get like the higher the level, the more highly sort of regulated they are by USPSA. And so then you go to level 2. And so a level 2 would be like usually like a state match or like a sectional, which is basically a state match.
Okay.
And then I think it only goes up to area or to level 3. And I think area matches and nationals are level 3, or maybe area matches are level 2. I can't remember. But hierarchy wise, it's like there are sectional matches / state championships. And then, because I think there are a couple, like I think California and maybe like I think a couple of big states have multiple sections.
Okay.
But for the most part, the section and the state are the same.
I see.
And then there are areas. So there are 8 areas, each of which is like a set of states, like a division. I mean, that means something different for us. Like a regional, you could think about it. And then there's like national level matches. So anything that's not a local basically is generally considered a major.
Right. And so I kind of feel silly for not knowing this. And maybe it's because I'm just like, I'm around pros all the time. And then you guys like use that language. I'm like, yes, level 2. Of course. So tell me this, if someone is wanting to kind of really take off with their journey, not be stagnant at these like local matches, what benefit is there to shooting something like a level 2, a major?
I think it depends on what your goals are.
Okay.
I mean, because I think you can I think you can continue growing through shooting local matches for sure. I mean, you can always do better regardless. Like even if you win, you can still do better. So I think you can definitely can push your skills through local matches. I think the advantage of shooting a major match, there's going to be a couple things. One is they're usually going to have more stages. They probably have a higher level of sort of sophistication or challenge in the stages. So you might have more interesting challenges. You might have some higher round counts. You might have more like swingers or targets that move, things like that, which can be valuable. You'll almost certainly have like a higher level field you're competing against. Okay. So it gives you the chance to like shoot with and see and shoot against like higher level shooters potentially.
Right.
And so all of that's really valuable. I mean, I don't know that it's going to necessarily push your general shooting ability beyond shooting a local, other than the potential additional pressure you might feel, depending on how you feel about it. Like going to a major, it tends to feel like more pressure. It feels like a bigger deal. Like,
yeah.
So that's good. I mean, it's good to be able to perform under pressure.
Yeah.
But if you want to get better at a competitive shooting specifically, then I think all of those things will make you a better competitor. Is like having to go to a major match, figure the stages out, shoot, perform, deal with the pressure, learn from other shooters, be out of your like away from maybe your friends, away from your home range, like outside, maybe outside of away from your city, like
away from your friends. That sounds terrible. I hate shooting local matches without my like buddies.
Yeah.
It's such a like, And it's maybe I have the wrong mindset or something, but I have so much more fun with you guys. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Anyway, sorry, you were saying. But
no, it's okay.
A lot of sense.
Yeah. So I think for that, and also if you want to progress in competitive shooting, then for most people, that looks like wanting to do better at higher levels.
Makes sense.
So I don't think for many people, you get to a point where like winning your local competition is no longer like becomes your ultimate goal. Like you're like, oh, it'd be amazing to do well, to win my class at a state match or to go to nationals and finish in the top 20% or whatever. Right. Like it just, feels, it's sort of a different level of goal that you end up having if you want. So if you want to continue to progress in competitive shooting in particular, then like major batch experience is super important.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And now that I'm thinking about it, for like to qualify for Shotgun Worlds, I had to shoot 3 qualifiers. And I think those were all 3 majors at least.
I would guess.
Right. Is that how that works for Pistol Worlds? Like
I don't know exactly how the qualification works, but I think it's just IPSC nationals and then whatever the nationals is for your division that could count,
right?
Which are like the most major of the US competitions.
Yes, so that's the only type of shotgun match I've shot so far, which is hilarious. Like thinking about
straight to the majors, right to the big leagues.
Yeah, and I remember there was a local match put on, and it was like, this one is going to be nothing like the ones we've done, and I was like, I didn't even realize we were jumping levels here. And she's like, well, you didn't, try to qualify for Worlds, so this is starting to make sense. This is all coming together now. Yeah, I just kind of go with the flow. I don't know if you can tell, but no, this is so cool. Okay, so when it comes to I have so many places I want to go to, but I think I'm most curious, especially because I feel like I understand your personality enough to like, I don't know where I'm going with this. How do I say this? I want to say I can see your like mental process a little bit at matches. Like you're very focused. I'm definitely I'm definitely a lot more silly, and I'm like, don't go up to him and say this right now. He's focused. He's so focused. Look at him. But I'd love to know, when you approach a stage, what is your mental process, and how has that changed from when you maybe started shooting and you were in that like 30% area?
Yeah. Well, when I started shooting, it was very much just like, don't get disqualified. Like that was like my whole was like, don't do anything dangerous, don't do anything stupid, don't get disqualified. Like if you make it through the whole match, great.
So yeah.
So, and you could like really, if you like watch I'm like walking from position to position, like be careful,
yeah.
And so, yeah. So, I mean, from that perspective, it's, and it's like when you start a lot, I mean, I think for a lot of people, it is like, don't get disqualified. It is like, don't just forget a bunch of targets or, shoot the wrong targets or, there's stuff like that are the focus. But as with anything, like more and more stuff becomes sort of subconscious. Oh, I did fully forget a whole target at our last local.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were on the same squad.
Totally.
That first stage.
Yes, I've heard you.
It was terrible.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
I'm really glad you've stopped thinking about it. It sounds like.
Definitely have. Totally forgot about it.
No, totally fair.
Yeah, but so now, in terms of approaching a stage, it's, I generally start by making sure I understand like the start position and the number. Some people count targets. I count number of rounds.
Okay.
Because it's just easier for my brain. And so the first thing I do is just make sure I know where all the targets are. So if there's a start position specified, I'll start there. Otherwise, I'll just basically like walk from one side to the other and like, okay, where are all the targets? I might do that again to make sure I know where they all are. And then I'll start thinking about, what do I think is the most efficient way to shoot it, essentially?
Right.
Which usually is a combination of, where can I, like, what are the smallest number of positions I have to go to shoot targets? Where can I shoot stuff while moving? That's a big way of like increasing efficiency without there being too much risk of like a miss or a no shoot or something like that. What's going to make the most sense for my brain and like the flow of it, that I'm going to be able to execute most effectively. And like, what's a plan I can execute like with aggression is important for I think my style of shooting.
Yeah.
Which I should have done on that stage where I forgot that target, but I did a different plan And I didn't do the plan. I missed the target. That was part of the plan. Yeah. But anyway, so that was a lesson from that. It was like I should have just done the version where it was more like attack oriented.
Okay.
And then I'll think about like somewhere in there, I'll think about reloading.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely not my first thought. And I'll start to add in things like, you know, is there a particular way I want to like enter a position, or like where do I need to have my gun up?
Yeah.
How do I want to land so that I can exit again? Like where am I moving? Like with more urgency and things like that.
Right.
And then I'll just sort of like visualize it and try to memorize it.
Yeah. And then you're definitely not hard on yourself at all after the stage.
Well, listen, there's having some room for improvement, and then there's just forgetting a whole target.
No, I just mean in general. I feel like okay, tell me this. I'll ask you this way. What is your first thought typically when you finish a stage? Do you think about what you did well? Do you think about what you didn't do well enough? Like, where do you typically go?
That's a good question. I think it depends on, it does depend on how it went. So like, I think if I have a really good, like if I perform really well on a stage, I will like that will be how I feel. I will be like, oh, there was still this small thing. Like, that's annoying. I'll be like, oh, that was like awesome. Like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then usually my first thought is like, how well did I call my shots? Like, are there any targets where I'm like, what are the holes on that?
Right.
But yeah, if there's something that didn't go well, then usually it's just sort of like an overall assessment of how it went and what that might mean.
Right.
Is usually kind of whatever my first thought is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Very cool. For people who are as, you know, success driven, competitive as you, because you are, I would say, from what I, you know, which like, I mean, these are the fruits of that, right? It was just so cool. What would you recommend be the first thing you do after a stage? I tend to like walk off and be like, man, do I have any more sour crawlers in my bag? Because like that sounds great right now. And like, man, I need some water. And then I think I'm supposed to reload right now. I should probably go reload. Like I even forget the RO is going to come into that, you know? And I want to be better about kind of like pinning down things that I think I did well to start off. And then something I want to focus on for like the next stage. But for people who maybe don't have like a mental process and a plan for that and maybe just shoot and then black out like I'm used to, do you have any recommendations, any processes that you... Yeah.
I mean, I think it is good to like have a sort of clear-eyed assessment of how it went. And that doesn't necessarily mean how your score compares to other people, because often you won't know.
Right.
And you certainly won't know about people on other squads.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might have someone you're shooting with that you kind of compare yourself to, but usually that'll come down to like, how did it feel?
I see.
And like, did it feel like I executed my plan without hesitation? Did I do the stuff I meant to do in the order I meant to do it and the way I meant to do it? Like, how was my visual discipline? And like, did I call my shots? Do I think I had good hits? Or there hits I'm worried about? And then obviously, like, what were the actual hits? So, you know, were those the way, like, if I had any hits that were not acceptable, so like whether it was like a delta or a mic or something, like, did I call that? Did I know that was there? Does it surprise me? And you know, why did it go the way it went? So whether it didn't go well or it did, like generally what factored into that.
Yeah.
And then I think it's, you know, I think the common advice is good, which is you kind of just have to let it go from there.
Sure.
Like you don't want to, obviously you don't want to be like bummed out or distracted or have your confidence take a hit from a bad stage, because that'll just perpetuate not shooting well. You know, if there's something you can fix for the next one, great.
Okay.
But then that's about doing whatever the thing you should have done. That's about doing that thing, not about not making the mistake.
I like that.
If it went really well, like you also have to not let that, you know, not get carried away with that.
Right.
You have to kind of just basically reset and go, okay, like now is the next one. So I need to do all of the things that are going to set me up for success.
Right.
And then I think after the match, you can do a little bit more evaluation and analysis as well, in terms of like what went well and what you want to do differently next time and why. And, you know, if you made a silly mistake or something, like process wise, what can you do about that?
Not me.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. No. Great. Perfect. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But if someone were to make a silly mistake.
Sure.
I've read that happens.
Absolutely. I've maybe have heard of it once.
Yeah.
So that makes
it sounds terrible.
Yeah, gosh.
I would never do that.
Sounds good to be me. Perfect. No, that's cool. Okay. Nice. Okay, tell me this. I'm not at the level you're at. I would imagine just like any dedication to a sport discipline, there's like an ebb and flow of like the enjoyment of it and then the just sheer like wanting to be successful in it. I'm gonna let this jet pass. That sounds just real loud.
It's pretty cool though.
Dude, the other night, like 20 jets passed. SU not. Sorry, I was trying not to say shit. It sounds so weird. I shit you not. I just bit like 10 jets. Sucks. So
yeah.
I'm sorry. This is my first coffee
like
of the day. Okay, yeah. But also, I was watching them and I was like, what if we're already dead?
Yeah.
You
were watching them?
Yeah, I was sitting on the balcony.
What kind of?
And they just, the loud ones.
How can you not know?
Because they're, okay, it was nighttime. So they were literally just like planes with lights in the night. And they sounded like that.
Okay.
And there were like 10 to 20 of them.
That's sick.
It was sick. And I was like, what if we are already dead?
I'm dead. Yeah.
I don't know. We won't know.
I mean, in some ways we are.
Jesus Christ.
You know?
Ooh, like ways. String theory.
Sure.
Kind of. Like if time is omni.
Yeah, of course.
Thing.
It's a flat circle.
You know? Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we could talk about this.
Yeah.
The jet has since passed. There was something I was going to say about it though. Nope. I don't know. I lost it. Wait.
It was about, the sheer enjoyment. The enjoyment or the sheer wanting to win.
Yes. Back to the question. That was coming out quite well.
It was.
Thanks so much.
And the jet just.
And then it just freaking ruined it. Okay. So, yes. How do you manage that ebb and flow for someone who is so competitive, but like, obviously you enjoy it. Like I think shit. I mean, you're definitely fun to be around at matches. And like, you're just also a kind person and like have good energy, obviously. But how do you balance that?
Not well.
Okay.
I am like a all or nothing kind of person. Okay. And so I cannot do things casually.
Yeah.
So for me, the choice isn't generally between like, do I want to put everything into this and care really deeply about it to the point where it's difficult to enjoy it because the stakes are too high? Or do I just not do it at all? Generally.
I see.
Those are kind of my two options.
Oh. Okay.
If I stopped caring a lot about it, I would just pretty quickly probably stop doing it altogether.
Sure.
Which I don't want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get more fulfillment out of caring deeply about it and applying myself to it, even if that comes with some unnecessary emotional weight, than not care about it.
Right.
But I do still try to enjoy it. I mean, there's definitely a lot of satisfaction comes from it going well or doing it well and seeing like your work pay off.
Right.
And I think there's satisfaction that comes from putting the work in. I don't know that I would call it enjoyment most of the time.
Sure.
But I had an interesting experience last year. So I shot Race Gun Nationals.
Okay.
And my whole goal for that match was like, just execute every plan.
Okay.
And just try to be as consistent as possible. And I did, and it worked out pretty well, but it was like not really fun.
Okay.
I was just like, bleh, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so then I shot Area 2 after that, and I was like, I want to enjoy this more, and I have more fun when I like really attack stages.
Okay.
I'm not executing for pure consistency. I like need to feel like I'm like getting after it.
Right.
And so I did that on every stage. And it actually worked out really well. And it was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And so it's like stuff like that where, I do want to enjoy it. I want to do the version of it that is the most enjoyable, but it's really not about having fun, really.
Yeah.
I really enjoy like hanging out with people
Right.
and like the stuff around it.
Yeah.
But in terms of the thing itself, like just having fun wouldn't even be enough of a goal or benefit to keep me interested.
Totally fair. Absolutely. And I bet there are a lot of listeners that can resonate with that. And I don't know. I tend to be on the I don't know if you can tell, type B side of things of life. I have the anxiety of a type A person, but I tend to be type B. I don't want to get into that too much. My therapist knows all about it, so it's fine. But yeah, I think that can be inspirational for someone to hear that like they may not be alone in that sense, what did you do to have more fun? I know you said you focused on stage execution and then you went on to focus on having more fun, but like, what did you implement to do that?
I mean, it was really just about the intention I brought to each stage and to like the the intention to the match. So I was like, I still want to do well, but I want to actually enjoy it because I really didn't really enjoy nationals. I mean, part of that was just like it's just the stakes are pretty higher, and it's like you want to do well and whatever. It was my first limited optic, like first nationals in my main division.
Yeah.
So having finished that match and finished pretty well, I think gave me a little bit more flexibility to try to enjoy area 2, but I still wanted to do well. And so I was like, okay, I need to have more fun doing this because, otherwise I'm going to get burned out and like whatever.
Yeah.
So bringing that intention to the match and then bringing that intention to each stage of basically like, I want to shoot this in a way where at the end of it, if it goes according to plan, at the end of it, I'll be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like I won't be like good. I'll be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like I fucking crushed that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Because that like style of shooting and engaging with the stages is just more fun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so that was the main thing, was like that orientation to the match as a whole, and then intending and setting myself up to shoot in a way that I find more enjoyable.
I like that. Kind of like deciding on a framework before stepping in.
Yep.
I like it. Okay. Very cool. And okay, we talked about your trajectory with match to match, various levels of matches, how you kind of increased the threshold and almost like the consequences and all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like earlier in this conversation. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. With the Jets. Yep. I remember. We're all dead. We're dead already.
Yes. Yeah. True. Yeah. So you can be really honest on this podcast. Okay. What has been some training milestones that don't have to do with like match type? So when it comes to like how you balance dry fire and live fire training, maybe how you structure those sessions, what comes to mind that is adjusted for you over time?
I think. So one thing I think that has served me well is I do sort of like keep my eyes and mind open for different approaches to training.
Okay.
And then I do a lot of experimenting in my training to see what works. And so I'm kind of always adjusting stuff to see how it works. And so, there's been a lot of folks who have helped me a lot and I've learned a lot from. Joey Sauerland, who's a mutual friend I know. I've learned a lot from him about dry fire and modes of training and things. And like that's been super, super important to how I train. And so, thinking about how I structure my dry fire and the kinds of things I work on and the modes I use and things like that to try to sort of force adaptation basically.
Yeah.
Has made a big difference. But I think it's a lot of it has been actually doing it consistently.
Yeah.
And then really, really thinking about what am I trying to improve and how might I actually do that? And then trying it and like paying attention to what happens and then kind of evolving it or adapting it.
I like that.
And so it's really just kind of been a journey of that.
Sure.
And trying stuff and continuing with some stuff and jettisoning other stuff. But it's really like focus on what's most important to the sport and my performance and what do I want to focus on and like not phoning it in. Or I think for some people, like, which is totally understandable, dry fire is like, I'm going to do some draws, do some reloads, might do a few transitions.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But in terms of like what's going to make the biggest difference in your performance in the sport, and especially of the things you can train in dry fire, how do I focus on those things? So
absolutely,
like all the vision and movement and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's a big part of it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Lately, I don't know. Do you actually like scroll, check social media, or are you just a poster? Okay.
Yeah.
I go through periods where I like really don't consume content. Those are the best times.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
But then I wouldn't see any trends, and like I do this thing where I excuse myself, like I'm scrolling and I'm working because I'm like finding trends.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Anyway, it works in my head. But I've been posting, Alyssa and I have been doing dry fire in the morning after a lift, which has been really good for tactical games because you have to go from like being exhausted to shooting accurately. So like just getting used to being tired and holding a gun has been like good for us. We compete in a week or two. And that has like changed the game for me. And of course we use Joey's accuracy versus speed mode. Do you happen to use that still or?
Yeah. So I use, yes.
Okay.
I have, there's a couple things I've sort of built onto it.
Yeah.
Or a couple of different ways that I think about it. But yeah, I do. So generally think about like accuracy mode, speed mode, and match mode.
Okay.
And then I will also do like, I think I do more speed mode, double trigger press, like things like that than Joey does sometimes. And then something I've been doing lately that I really like is I'll do some speed mode and I'll usually cycle through like just sight picture and then like one trigger press on the target, whatever the thing is. And then I'll get to a point where I've like, there's a par time that I've driven down a little bit, but that I've hit, and then I'll leave it the same, but I'll just do reps where I'm trying to improve my hits. So I try to keep the pace that I have built up some, comfort with basically, but really focus on like my eyes on the spot and like the dot where, and like trying, and so that's been interesting. So there are things like that that I've kind of messed with.
But that sounds like an adaptation.
But,
I feel like
in a lot of ways it's like super heavily influenced by his modes.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. And for those listening, I don't want to like give away Joey's curriculum because it's absolutely worth going, and just honestly being taught by Joey is an experience in itself. Just as a personality, he's awesome. And accuracy mode, for those listening who do not know, your goal, right, your idea of success for that particular session or set of reps, maybe you do like 10 reps here, is to just shoot accurately. So pick a point on the target and ensure that your dot lands on it, that it's not moving too much. And then speed mode is to slowly get faster and faster with your array, knocking down your par time more and more. And so Alastair's talking about going from almost like speed to accuracy, which I feel like Alyssa and I typically do accuracy. And then once we really have the array down, we'll push speed. But I like the other way around. We'll have to try that.
I'll do a couple reps in accuracy mode.
Okay, cool.
If whatever like the array is or the drill or sequence or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll usually do a couple just to try to get like my eyes locked in on the spots.
Yeah.
Then I'll do a bunch of speed mode.
Right.
And then what the like keep the same par but improve the hits is sort of like driving from speed mode closer to match mode. It's basically like kind of bridging that gap.
Yeah.
So trying to still with an emphasis on the speed, but just trying to catch the other parts up that you need to in order to be able to have acceptable hits. And then I'll usually finish with like some match mode dry fire reps as well, as a way to like, I sort of think about it as like micro consolidating whatever that new normal is.
I like that. Okay, we'll have to do that because we start in match mode, we do speed or accuracy, and then we do speed, and we like pretty much only done that. But I feel like at some point that will lock in maybe some habits that don't transfer as well. We need to mix it up, is what I'm saying. That'd be kind of cool to try. I like that a lot. Very cool. And how often do you do dry fire compared to live fire training?
So I dry fire, and this is something that I changed this year.
Okay.
So last year I was doing dry fire, basically either dry firing or live firing 6 days a week.
Okay.
Which usually was like one range day, one match, and then dry fire.
Okay.
And then this year I'm like, oh, let's do more and see what happens. And so now I'm doing 7 days a week. Usually it's 4 of those days are an hour of dry fire. I usually do like 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the afternoon.
Cool, dude. Start to see my eyes get bigger.
No. I mean,
That's
it's
awesome.
got a fucking life, right? No. And then 2 days a week, I'll go to the range, and I like took my sort of ammo allowance and split it in half. And so I go to the range twice, but I do a lot of dry fire in there to know like Joey Sauerland influence.
Yeah.
With a lot of dry fire reps at the range, and then I'll have like usually there's a match a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, usually it's 1 to 2 days at the range other than the match.
Ooh, nice. That is dedication.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
I guess.
Inspiring. Yeah. Joey talked to me one time. He was like, I want to see an hour a day. And I was like, yeah,
That's a lot.
now that I just need to talk about that. Not that he recommends that to everybody, but
that's an hour a day is a lot.
He knows my schedule. So he was like, you could do this. And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. you know? So, yeah. And right now, yeah, shooting, it's a blessing and a curse to have multiple disciplines. When like tactical games is in 2 weeks. So right now I'm like really freaked out about rifle.
Yeah.
I do not know how to use my LPDO. I'm going to the range tomorrow with Alyssa for the first time to like sight that baby in.
Turn the thing.
Figure it out. I know, turn it, just some math. You gotta like hold over. Apparently there's something called holdover.
Turn it.
I don't even know. Okay, we'll
figure
that out, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Send a few. Keep
right. Exactly.
Throw the sandbag.
Yeah.
I've never done tactical games.
That's okay.
Seems like a lot of sandbags.
It's a lot of sandbags. Yeah. It's a
yeah.
Yeah, we did a workout this morning. And like I don't know if you noticed, but when I shoot, I like verbalize a lot. Like I'll like either scream or like cuss or sing a song.
Like while you're shooting? You mean?
Yeah. Have you not noticed?
Like while you're like running a stage?
Yeah. You not noticed this?
I mean, I think I've noticed like moments where you've been.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Shotgun. The first time I ever shot a stage, I sang the whole time. And then you can just like hear everyone in the background.
Yeah.
You know, like laughing or anything. I do the same thing in jiu-jitsu. When I'm rolling with someone, they started playing music in the gym, and I kind of think it's because of me. Like I kind of think this
just to drown you out.
Yeah, I kind of think so. It's a really weird timing. It's like right when I joined the gym, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But between that, anyway, back to my original point. We were getting in a good habit of doing that, and now it's kind of switching to rifle work, and of course, shotgun dry fires every day because I know there's no way. I got to catch up from I don't know my entire life doing shotgun. So I'm trying to find the balance there. So yeah, an hour a day for me is not personally reasonable. If you had the dedication, I don't even like. I just think it's a dedication thing. Like I don't have that. And but what would you say maybe for like the average Joe who wants to like progress in USPSA at like a reasonable rate, maybe for the same reason you originally got into it, concealed carry, application of, firearms handling? What would you recommend as a daily commitment or weekly even?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly like whatever you can consistently do.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Generally, I think the research shows that like more frequent, shorter sessions are better. Okay. Because it gives you time to your brain to like essentially like consolidate the learning.
Gotcha.
So if you're someone who's like, I can't do 15 minutes of something at a time, I'm going to do 2 hours once a week. Like, great. I mean, it's better than not doing it.
That makes sense.
So I think the first thing is like, whatever you're actually going to do is by far and away the most important thing. I mean, like I was saying, this year is different, but last year, because I didn't want to essentially burn myself out, like my dry fire goal was, live fire or dry fire 6 days a week, but the dry fire was just any amount. There was no zero time requirement.
Okay.
It was just like, just do some.
Yeah.
And so I think for someone who's just getting into it or wants to improve, like any amount you do is going to make, especially like every day or most days, is going to make such a big difference.
Makes sense.
And then just think about how you spend that time.
Yeah.
So don't just phone it in. Don't just do the same thing every day.
Right.
Don't just like do some draws or do some reloads.
Right.
Like think about pushing the skills that are going to be most important. So think about, yes, you need like some basic, like a baseline of your draw and reload and things like that. But think about like, what is your vision doing? And like, how are your target transitions? And are you being able to do things more quickly? Are you able to, snap your eyes to the target and transition the gun? Like, what does your dot look like? All of those kinds of things. Just like think about, just have an orientation towards pushing yourself and improving kind of regardless, especially initially, like that's going to give you enormous results.
Right.
So I would say, don't worry about doing it right or perfectly.
Yeah.
Just like do it and do it with a pushing yourself to get better orientation rather than a like checking the box orientation, and it will make a massive difference.
Ooh, I like that. Almost like having an idea of success.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Never heard of it.
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like someone may have said that once or twice. Yeah. I don't know who though.
No.
Any idea? Okay.
No.
Joey.
Oh, Joe.
Yeah. there's that. We got to call him out there. Yeah, we were supposed to do a 3-person podcast. I really thought about the way I said that. I had to by the way I said that. Did you see me pause?
I did.
Okay, cool.
My brain went, how's she going to say this?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
Yeah, because I didn't say it right when I was at SHOT Show. I did an episode with Caleb Conbeck and Chris Long of Walther. And yeah, I was like, well, like we're all, the 3 of us are going to sit down, we're going to have podcasts, and like explaining it made it worse. My anxious self thing. Yeah. So this episode of She Shield is brought to you by Right to Bear. You've probably heard me say that self-defense is more than simply carrying a firearm. It's awareness, avoidance, and preparation for anything that is to come your way. And that's why I'm partnering with Right to Bear. They stand by defenders like you and me. You'll receive benefits like expert witness support, psychological care, gun replacement, and even protection for other lawful self-defense tools like pepper spray, knives, and even your hands and feet if you have to use them in a struggle. What sets Right to Bear apart is that they are dedicated to education and immediate legal response. In case you do ever have to protect yourself, you have access to a 24/7 attorney-answered emergency hotline so that you are never alone. What I love most, though, has to be the personal connection that Right to Bear will have with you as a member. For example, Frank, the president of Right to Bear, will give you a personal phone call when he hears about a claim being filed. That level of care in the industry is extremely rare. If you carry, train, and believe in thinking ahead to protect yourself and your family, consider getting a membership with Right to Bear. If you use my code FIT4FIA10, you will get 10% off your membership, and the link to access this and to learn more is located in the show notes of this episode, which are the notes below the title. Protecting yourself and your family should not leave you defenseless afterwards. Stay safe and stay vigilant with Right to Bear. She Shield has become so many different topics, but competition shooting is something that I love to spread because it was like one of the things that, like, when I dropped out of med school, I made a list of like all the things I want to do with my life that I didn't have time for being in med school. And USPSA was one of them because I thought it just looked so much fun, but I didn't ever feel like I could really dedicate myself. And not that I really honestly have anymore, but I've gotten to try everything I've wanted to try, even with, a few things like skydiving are still on the list. But with all that said, it's really great to have episodes like this to come back to, like, first of all, really just basic information, like what is a level 2 versus a level 3. Like, that's so good to know. And there might be a listener that's looking to like increase, take the next step with their journey, but they don't know where to start, or they don't feel like they're capable or something. And like, you've inspired them. So like, what isn't maybe like boring story to you or whatever is the thing that could help someone take the next step. Like, I don't know me, you know what I mean? So with all that said, we're rolling, right? Great. Okay.
Yeah, say it again.
I just coughed.
Start over.
All right. Here's my story. Do you know who Matt Larson is? He
sounds familiar. But...
Okay. He wrote the Army Combatants Program.
Okay.
Cool. You got it? You got it? Okay. I had him on as a guest speaker for, this podcast that you're on currently. And I was just getting over a stomach virus. Okay. And I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but like the couple days when you're like recovering, you're still kind of sweating it out, kind of like still, it feels like it's not available.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you're also not like running to the bathroom, right? You're like in that weird period of like that. Am I good to go out in public? All right. So I was there, and Matt Larson schedules an episode. It's the summer. It's really hot. I used to put my feet in an ice bucket when I would record episodes of people because it would get so hot in my studio. It was right above my garage and it was really hot, and I was committed. And
did they get an ice bucket for their feet?
I don't know, but I recommended it if they were hot. Oh, do you mean? Oh, this was virtual.
That makes more sense.
And you need to know that for the next part of the story. So
I was imagining this, but your feet would be in an ice bucket.
Funny. I'm just sitting there with my feet in an ice bucket, like, anyway, welcome to She Shield podcast. That's so freaking funny.
I'm like, where's my ice bucket?
Yeah, well, I did crank the AC. Are you cool, by the way? Okay, great, awesome. All right, so I'm on the episode.
They can't tell that there are ice buckets down there.
That's true. We do have our feet in ice buckets.
Yeah.
So funny. So I'm having audio issues, and at the time, my ex-husband, he was the audio engineer for the podcast, so he would like, anytime I had a problem, I'd like text him and be like, help. He like came to help with the audio, and I muted it. Okay. But when you unplug and plug in a microphone, the computer registers a different microphone and then unmutes you. Did you know that? I didn't know that. So I mute him and I'm like, babe, I'm about to shit my pants. I've got sweat going down my back. And out of the corner of my eye, I see Matt Larson cracking up. And I'm like, that's weird timing. That's really weird timing. And so I'm like, hey, Matt, you hear that? And he was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, my God. So we spent like the first, while he's like fixing this audio stuff in the back, first basically 30 minutes of this interaction, just me like apologizing, explaining I just got over so many virus, doing my like anxious explaining thing.
I don't know. I've never seen that.
You've never seen that.
I can't imagine that situation.
It's really not typical for me.
You would want to explain
everything about
a lot about.
I'm a little anxious girly sometimes. That's how I'm. Is that you? Would you say you're on the spectrum of anxious to avoidant? Where would you say you land when it comes to like how you try to like problem solve?
I mean, I'm definitely. I know that's like an attachment style thing.
Yeah, I know it is.
But from like a life perspective, I would say both.
Ooh,
I would say I anxiously avoid things. I get anxious and then I procrastinate.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
And then I just feel more anxious.
Right. Yeah. But not dry fire.
I mean, no, sometimes I procrastinate on that too, but then I got to do it.
Okay.
It's like, I wish I'd done this earlier.
Yeah.
Or I fucking am.
Oh, so within the 24 hours of the daily dry fire, you procrastinated.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever do it like right before bed? Like you're about to go brush your teeth. You're like, I have not dry fired.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because I got to do it. I have a like on my phone, I have like a habit tracker.
Oh, shit. Does it work? Does that like really?
I don't want to break it. Yeah. Every day.
And it like gives you the streak and it shames you when you don't. Is it like Duolingo where it hits you up and it's like, it's the bird is dying?
It probably would if I didn't do it.
Okay.
I have another one for exercise.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I have 3 of them. I have dry fire or like training.
Same app?
Yeah. Just 3 habits.
Great.
And then I have like a mobility thing. Do you know Jory Anderson?
Yeah. Was he on our squad?
No.
Is he a really fit dude?
He is a really fit dude.
He's got
beard. He's a really, really good shooter.
Yes.
He took a bunch of months off to diesel swap a truck. Oh. But he's super good. Super good shooter. Top 20 at Factory on NAS last year.
Amazing.
Anyway, he's a personal trainer. And I train with him sometimes when I am not traveling or too lazy.
Yeah. Oh.
And I have like knee things. And so I have to do hip mobility on my knees.
Yeah.
So I have a habit for that.
Okay.
And I don't usually do that.
Okay.
And then I have one for exercise.
Okay.
And I don't usually do that.
I got you.
And so it is happy with my dry fire.
Yeah.
But it does do like, you seem to be having trouble doing exercise once a week.
Yeah.
What about once every 10 days?
Right. Oh, it like suggests stuff.
It's like maybe maybe lower the bar a little more.
Sure.
Yeah. And I'm like, whatever, I'm good.
I like need this.
It's good, yeah.
I need it. What's it called? Streaks? Oh, it's called streaks. Because literally that's the word. It's a streak. God damn it. You know, maybe you should pronunciate better. Did you know you're on a podcast?
It's called Streaks.
No, it's not. Is it?
Oh, it's called...
Tell me the truth.
It's called
Streaks.
Streaks.
Sponsoring podcast today is Streaks app. Shisho Pod will get you
Ring by Amazon. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Surveillance State by Ring by Amazon.
You know, I think that's a pretty good lineup. Do you have to pay for it?
Probably. I don't think it was a lot.
You don't pay for it? Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure.
I know.
I don't know.
Cool. I have a ton of app subscriptions I don't know about either. Yeah.
I don't think it's a lot. I don't know whether I bought it or if I have a cheap. I don't think it's a lot though.
Yeah. I got you.
You can actually do a lot with it. You can do a lot of different types of tasks. But I
sure. I have a Lena for like shotgun dry fire. We send each other selfies when we're dry firing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Not all the time though. Sometimes I don't send it and I'm like, then she'll never know. And I did that for nothing. And just,
then it's for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to get this app. I'm gonna look up Streaks after this.
Yeah.
I'll tag it in the show notes below the podcast.
So like it's cool because I'll show you how like you have a little you have like a widget. So here are my
background.
Don't worry about that. So 3, these are my 3 series. And then like if you go into them, you can have like all kinds of pages and stuff. This is all the stuff I don't do. So yeah, you can see train for 60 plus minutes, 119 days.
Yeah.
And then hip mobility, 0 days. Exercise 1 day. What? Because I exercised
1 day
yesterday.
Sorry, what was that background again? Just like real quick. No, I'm worried about it. Is that something like attack the A zone?
That would be
ridiculous. It did. It really did, though. I read sometimes really quickly. So Alastair's background is a photo of a IPSC.
It is USPSA.
It's a graphic.
I wouldn't say that.
Did you make it?
No.
Who made it?
ChatGPT.
I'm gonna leave.
No, you're not. You can't. I locked you in. Also, I have a gun, so you can't.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, several.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. Sorry.
Should we talk about what guns we have?
No, you went into chat. You went into ChatGPT.
Are we still
Hold on, because I've seen it now and I can't unsee it. You typed in. What'd you type in? What'd you prompt it with?
I'm not going to talk about
Tell me.
This is personal business.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a phone background. That I actually, I don't really look at it. I don't see it anymore.
Awesome.
It's been on there for like a year.
Yeah.
When I first did it, it was because I wanted that was my mental model for how I approach a stage.
Fantastic.
And I wanted to remember that. But to be honest, now I just don't even see it because it's been there for so long. So it probably needs to be something different.
It's full circle though, because
or something.
Sure.
Could be better.
I don't know, but okay. So you talked. It really is. But in the best way. Well, it's good stuff. I use Instagram. Okay, you know how you can post an Instagram story? You've recently learned how to post an Instagram story. No. Okay, let's talk after the podcast. Okay. When you go, you can create.
Great.
So it'll give you options. Like you can post a photo, you can post someone's post to your story, your own post to your story. Or you can create where you type things in.
No, I'm just getting going.
Wait, do you actually know this?
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
Well, I know some of it.
I thought I was helping you.
Well, this is what you get for bringing my phone back.
I'm sorry. I think it's fantastic, but I'm about to expose myself. I use Instagram story, the create function, to write. I'll lose the page here, but it's worth it. I'll show it to you. To use, hold on, un momento. I create these.
Wow, that's so embarrassing.
Okay, sure, to you. So
it's way less embarrassing than mine.
No, I think they're both kind of equally embarrassing. So mine says no one's going to do it for you. So do it unmotivated, tired, sad, angry, defeated for you. And I legit at one point was I need this wallpaper. Yeah. I need this in my life.
Same thing. I just had ChatGPT make mine.
I think that's awesome. I went into Instagram story and I know at one point I've actually posted that to my story and didn't know it. I know that that's a thing.
That's when people think the compose bar is the search bar. Have you seen where screenshots of people have tweeted stuff that they're searching?
I'm not a Twitter girly.
I'm not either, but
you're not a Twitter girly?
No, I'm not a Twitter girly.
Okay.
I am an anxious girly. Not the Twitter girl.
Fantastic.
But this you see it on meme websites or whatever.
Yeah. That happens.
Yeah, people will be will think that and so you can see screenshots of people whose accounts are the stuff that they
Are you joking?
Clearly the things they've been trying to search.
Can you send this to me later?
I'm just going to Google it.
Just Google. Okay, so what do I Google? Twitter?
Twitter post search or something.
Accidental posts. Okay.
Search, something like that. It's incredible.
I typed in funny just in case it's just oh shit, this is real. I don't know if it's popping up. Horrible era to be an adult.
Let's see here. Just be more literal.
Oh, okay. Apparently, actor Dean Norris, Hank from Breaking Bad, famously and unintentionally tweeted sex gifs in 2018, likely intending to search for it, which immediately went viral.
That's a great example.
That's hilarious. What else? Gosh, that's pretty terrifying. That's something I would totally do.
Yeah. Sometimes I didn't even think of it.
I use Reels as I'll use Reels to test out a cover photo. And so I'll upload the cover photo. I'm always making sure our audio is working. It's just us being
that would be better.
You know what I mean? So embarrassing.
Yeah, looking at our phones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll upload a video to make sure the cover photo fits, the profile grid. And I'm so anxious on what video I choose because I'm what if I accidentally uploaded this? I feel like that's in the same vein.
Yeah.
Anxiety in that area. Cool. Damn, coming back. So you started an Instagram page.
Yeah.
What's that been like to share your journey? Because I feel like one time you were like, I'm never going to do that. I swear to God, 2 weeks later, it was like, you may know this person. And I was like, Alastair? I thought someone had impersonated you and kidnapped you, but it was your page. How's that been? Like,
it's been good. Yeah. I mean, there's two things. Like, one, I don't really like social media. I don't think it's good for me, particularly.
For no one, actually. We'll just add to that.
Yeah. So I used to have an Instagram years ago.
Okay.
But I got rid of it.
Okay.
And then I was like, different people feel different ways about gun stuff. And so I also didn't really want to have a bunch of public stuff associated with me about guns and shooting because my career has nothing to do with shooting.
Right.
And again, people it's obviously, unfortunately very politicized and it just comes with a lot of baggage.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'll just keep this to myself.
Yeah.
But then I was like, fuck it. And I was like, it kind of got to the point where I was like, oh, this is like, I want to sort of try to make something of this, but more so it was like, I want to put more of this out there and just like see what, if anything, comes of it.
Yeah.
And I think it'd just be fun to share the stuff more broadly. So yeah, I made an Instagram, but I think one of the best things has been like just getting to know other people in the competitive shooting community that I don't like live near.
Ooh, I like that. Okay.
And like kind of building some relationships in that way, I think has been fun.
Yeah.
And obviously like seeing other people's stuff, and there's a lot to learn out there. And so yeah, it's been good, but it's definitely, I still have to be careful because it's just like social. It's just like designed to rot your brain.
Yes, to pull you back.
Terrible. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then as a creator, you're rewarded when you pull people back by a comment or anything like that. Like you will literally be boosted on the algorithm. So there's like this incentive on both sides. It's insane. No, it's good to know. Yeah. I'm glad you started it. I think, I don't know, especially if you ever want to do, anyway, we've talked about this off camera, but if you ever want to like do more with the career, like starting your footprint to become someone recognized on social media, not just in the shooting community, but like through social and building that following can really help you out in that sense. And anyway, but that's cool. I'm glad to see you there, and we'll get to post some collaborations from this episode if you're down for that.
Yeah.
If that won't pull you in too much.
I think I know what a collaboration is.
I got you. Yeah. All you have to do is hit it like accept.
Yeah.
And then it like populates on your page.
Perfect.
I can do that. Got you. It's gonna be so good. Okay, very cool. So if you don't mind, first of all, what are your goals for this year? Besides, you said you wanted to make top 5 nationals. Is that which nationals? Is it race gun again?
Race gun, yeah.
Okay, very cool. Do you have any other goals for 2026? Even in like the concealed carry side, as someone who carries, which I love that about you. I think there's starting to be more crossover in the 3 short years I've been in the industry. I'm starting to see a lot more crossover on the competition side, like competition shooters starting to speak on concealed carry. Everyone now is like an expert, and especially on social media.
Yep.
But on that side, and then concealed carriers getting into competition for the purpose that you did. But yeah, in shooting in general, do you have any goals for 2026 rather than the Nays Nationals?
I mean, I think it's really just to continue improving. I think the main thing for me is I want to feel like I'm progressing. And so the match results are really just kind of like the most obvious way to measure that.
Sure.
So like I wouldn't feel satisfied at all if I stayed the same and everyone else just got worse and then I did better. Like that's not interesting at all.
Yeah.
So it's really just about progressing my skill level and my ability to execute as like a competitor and things like that.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And the match stuff is just kind of a way of measuring that or like quantifying it. Yeah. And really, I mean, I should do more training from a concealed carry perspective.
Okay.
There's a match series locally it's been really cool at the Armory. That's just, it's not USPSA. It's not a sanctioned thing by a governing body, but it's just like a from concealment series. Which has been really fun. So like I've been competing in that with my carry gun.
That's awesome.
Which has been great. But I should do more with that. But
we need to do a crossover. We talked about this, but we would actually do this. Yeah, I'd love to teach you some retention stuff.
Yeah. That would be awesome. But I do think the whole like, it's not relevant for self-defense. It's like I always think this when I'm at a match, and like it doesn't matter if there's someone there who regularly competes. It doesn't matter how good they are. Within the context of people competing, it doesn't matter how old they are, what size they are, what anything they are. I'm like, I would not want to break into their house.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who they are.
Absolutely.
Like you watch someone make their way through a USPSA stage and put 2 holes in 20 targets or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, I would not want to break into their house.
Absolutely.
So it's like,
can you imagine?
you know, it's, I think the idea that getting, you know, really, really, really good at drawing your gun and putting a bunch of holes in a very specific place under pressure at speed is not good for self-defense is a funny argument to me.
It's a stupid one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that. It's my podcast, so I got you. I'll say the stronger side of that. It's dumb. That's like saying lifting weights doesn't make you a better fighter. And it's like, nah, dude, like I've had a 6'3", 250 dude on top of me. Like I can tell you my strength as a 5'10" woman versus like that petite woman over there very much helped. Like whether same technique level, not only my size, but like the fact that I like leg press people. I can leg press a person because I train leg press. Like it's like that overlap, saying that there's no application there because of choosing the extreme side of an argument, not talking about the nuance. So yeah, I agree. There's a lot of application.
Yeah.
So it's really awesome. I really want to shoot that match. When is it?
Well, 3 of them happened already.
Okay.
So it's a series.
Oh, it's not like every month or something.
No, I think it's 5 or 6 match series.
Dang it. Okay. All right.
They might do it again.
They should. That's really awesome. I really like what Brock and Steven are doing. That's really awesome. That's very cool. Okay, nice. Well, good for you. That's really awesome. And also ECQC is coming to Salt Lake in May if you're interested in doing that.
Cool.
That's that like extreme close quarter concepts course that I like ramble about a lot to people that definitely want to listen about it. Especially my listeners. But no, that's so cool. Okay. Do you mind if we take this last little bit? I want to talk about I want you to I'd love to talk. Okay, we talked about, hang on, let me back up. I've talked about how I am C class. I was on the phone with Leighton the other day, the regional director for USPSA, and he was pulling up my scores, which is like, it was kind of, I was like, wow, we're doing this. Like totally unprompted. We were talking about Shotgun Worlds, and like where my team spot is, which is to be announced soon. He said something like, you're like 0.5 maybe % or something away from B class. And I was like, oh shit. Like I would like to be B class. You know what I mean? I think I shoot relatively at least a low B class level. And the last few qualifiers I've shot are B. So for those listening that are interested in progressing, I asked you this on the range the other day, and I should know this by now, but whatever, we're all learning. What does someone have to do to increase their classification?
Yeah. So the best answer to that is just get better at competitive shooting. So I think at the end of the day, like classification is an imperfect way of trying to grade someone's ability at the sport.
Okay.
And so, I think if you in general, someone who, let's say there's would you rather be a B class shooter that beats all of the GMs or a GM that gets beaten by a B class shooter? Like you'd rather be the B class shooter that beats all the GMs. Because at the end of the day, it's about how do you perform at the sport.
Right.
And the classification is sort of a proxy for it. It's really, I think it's cool. I'm really glad it exists. And I think it is a pretty good proxy actually.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a really useful way of measuring your progress.
Yeah.
And so I think I would think about it as, I want to be I want to become a B class shooter because that will mean I have improved my shooting. And so the way I'm going to become a B class shooter is to work on improving my shooting. And then as a byproduct, I will be a B class shooter, or I will earn B class. And that will be like, cool, that means I have progressed and I need to continue progressing versus I want the classification.
Yeah.
So it's really just get better. I mean, do whatever you would do to get better at the sport. I think classifiers there's a lot of newer ones that are that involve more movement and are better or more similar to the actual stages and the sport.
Right.
I think historically a lot of them have been sort of stand and deliver or stuff like that. So it's even then not the perfect proxy.
Yeah.
But I think it is a cool system.
Sorry. That's my jujitsu.
Oh, I'm professional. And so yeah, I would say like just keep getting whatever is going to make you better at the sport is going to improve your classification.
I love that.
And it might take you longer, it might take you less long. But I think focusing on just trying to shoot classifiers better to get a better classification is not the most productive way to look at it.
I like that. Ooh, yeah. I did this thing for a while. It was like any test. Because I knew it was like a test, totally shit the bed. And like, don't get me wrong, I wasn't that far off from my actual skill level. I'm not trying to say like, I'm actually a GM. I just shit the bed with classifiers. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I've recently just started looking at it like another opportunity to see where I'm at. And that's like that framework has really helped me. Not that it's, been a crazy improvement, but it has improved. I do think the dry fire has been the biggest change, like actually handling my firearm and not just using matches as
practice.
Practice.
Your only practice, yeah.
And then being like, why am I not better?
Crazy, insane. Yeah, absolutely. Gosh. Yeah, that's so cool. Well, that's why I have the podcast, because then I bring on people who are like truly dedicated and have made so much progress, and then you can actually speak to it. What would you say to someone listening right now who doesn't know if USPSA is for them? They're considering it, they're listening, they're feeling inspired, but maybe they just don't know if they should put in the time and financial investment to starting.
I mean, I would say you should definitely just at least try a match. So all you need is like a gun.
Oh, yeah.
A holster, some mags, some mag pouches, and a belt, and eye and ear protection. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
And so, I think actually and it depends on your local club, but I think there is a really strong emphasis on getting more people into it. And so I think it generally is relatively approachable. I mean, I think doing anything for the first time is scary.
Yeah.
But you don't have to make a big investment to go shoot a match. You don't have to like do hours of dry fire ahead of time or anything.
Yeah.
There's like lots of good YouTube videos on the rules and how to find your first match and things like that. So like if you like shooting, you want to get better at shooting, you like fun, awesome stuff. I think just go shoot a match. Just shoot one and see what you think. I think for most people, they're like, this is awesome, I want to do more of it.
Yeah.
And generally I think people are really welcoming and really want to help new people have a good experience and follow the rules the way they need to and stay safe and like do all of that.
Yeah.
So just try it.
I love that. Very cool. Well, gosh, is there anything we missed? We just went through so much. We started with your initial journey. Man, you really took the sport on, and you've like, I'm gonna say this in a weird way because I have no like other way to say this. You juiced it for all it's got, and that's so cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's really inspiring, and I hope that it has encouraged. You've said a lot about like what is your goal through this episode. I hope it's encouraged listeners to think about what their goals are, whether that be in the concealed carry, gun ownership, general gun ownership, all the way to competitive sport place. And I'd love to have another episode with you, and definitely like in some way a 3-person crossover with Joey episode where we talk about maybe some more technical things or let Joey go on his spiels and like anyway. So kind of talk about that stuff and this has been lovely. What would you want to leave the listeners with? It's something I like to ask every guest speaker. I know. It doesn't have to be about shooting. It can generally be about like a tactics or something.
Oh my God, that makes it worse.
Like his background on this one. Yeah.
I withdraw my consent for this entire episode. Withdrawn.
Can I have a picture?
Why?
Background to share on social?
No.
I'm going to try to get chat to remake it. I'm going to be like, look in your archive.
It took a minute.
Really?
It's probably better now. This was like
shit. So
you
like
a year and a half ago.
You invested some time.
Yeah, I wanted to. Well, but once you start, you're like, oh, it's not quite right.
Yeah.
That it's not quite right thing will really get you investing. Hold on, flight. Anyway,
that was a me level rant. Sorry.
I don't know. I just think there's something really important about just trying to get better at something, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't matter if it has practical application or not, or whatever, like just something that you enjoy, that you want to get better at, and applying yourself to it, I think is really valuable, just like in and of itself.
Yeah.
Even more valuable if it makes you better at defending yourself in your local ones.
There you go.
But I think, it's worth just finding something like that and doing even just a little bit every day to get better at it. Yeah.
Beautiful. I like it a lot. Like coming on podcasts.
Yeah.
Because this is only your second so far, right?
This will be my second shooting related podcast.
Oh, what other podcasts have you been on?
I've been on a couple professional, my career related.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
I mean, I wouldn't be too impressed.
No, but that's cool. I'd like to listen to those.
I don't know if you would.
Okay.
They'd probably be pretty boring.
Okay. I'll find it.
Okay.
You said this was boring earlier, so sorry to the punch thing.
Because you said it was monotony.
I just meant that it was a lot of shooting. I was like, why not tell the Matt Larson shit my pants?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Classic.
I do now.
It's a classic.
Because I went through the whole arc.
And now I hope that directs people back to season 1 Matt Larson episode. You'll have the context. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on this episode.
Thank you for having me.
This has been lovely.
It has been.
I look forward to more. Hope you'll want to come back.
Yeah.
You're going to write me later and be like, omit the entire thing.
Redacted.
Yeah. It's all me talking. It's just, you're just like beep, 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 beep. And I'm like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
It's black my face out too. So just, black box. And just.
Got it.
And just you talking.
That would be really,
yeah. I'm a real operator, you gotta protect my identity.
Ooh, yeah. Just say you're a gray man, and
yeah,
I like it. You could have said other things today if you'd known that was going to be the way we did this.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Alastair. This was a long time. I appreciate you. Thanks for having the coffee with me. And
thank you for the coffee.
Thank you all for listening. Alastair's new social media will be linked in the show notes, which are the notes below the title of the podcast, as well as all of the, any resources mentioned in this episode, including Joey's class. And hopefully you'll have your own class.
Practical Shooting Training Library.
Yes, that. You can take his course online if he is not at a range near you. Otherwise, the dude travels so much between Germany and the United States. So you can check him out.
Yeah, you can.
Absolutely. All right, guys, stay safe and stay vigilant, and we'll see you in the next one.